and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video, I would like to talk about ATEEZ's Answer, focusing on a little breakdown and analysis of both the lyrics and the music video. Now, to be a song called Answer, when it comes to the storyline, the track sure leaves a lot of unanswered questions. So let's start from the beginning to see what's going on. Answer is a song that is meant to be seen as a celebration of ATEEZ's journey and success. At the beginning, the song opens with Sun and Jungkook introducing the celebration by suggesting to make a toast. In the lyrics, they say that they want to toast like thunder and fill their glasses until they overflow. And right off the bat, this is very telling because their behavior implies that they are celebrating something really important. This makes sense because what they're actually celebrating here is them finally reaching the treasure. As they say in Outro Long Journey, the boys finally found what they were looking for, and now they want everyone to know it. As the lyrics imply, the journey that has led them to the treasure has been a very difficult one. They started from the desert, from nothing and with nothing. They were lonely, scared and in pain. But they succeeded anyway, and now they've earned the right to celebrate their victory and show it to the world. If you look closely, an important aspect of Answer is that it has a lot of callbacks to their past songs. Mingi, for instance, mentions Say My Name, which is a song whose lyrics are also referenced when they ask the audience to call their name. Yeosang instead celebrates the fact that he has lines by talking about the desert we see at the beginning of their adventure. Then we see Songhwa and Jungkook in a tunnel shot that reminds of the Tunnel of Wonderland, and throughout the song the boys mention the burning sun and the huge wave they had to overcome in Wave. These references are very telling because they play with the idea that every step of their journey has made them the people they are today. But who are those people exactly? Well, as it turns out, it's quite difficult to say for sure. You see, ever since they debuted, ATEEZ has been telling us a story that has been mainly divided into two subplots. On the one hand, there is their quest to reach the treasure, which could be seen as a metaphor for the idol journey to achieve success. But on the other, there is the inner conflict between ATEEZ and the Suicide Squad, which is the dark version of themselves that is trying to take over the other. When it comes to the treasure plot, the answer is right in front of us. The boys succeeded in that regard, and now they're celebrating their victory. But when it comes to the Suicide Squad, things are always a bit more difficult. So let's take a closer look to understand their message. Now, the entire ATEEZ concept is based on the question of identity and how this identity is affected by ambition. Their journey to reach the treasure has always been driven by passion and ambition. So in a sense, the Suicide Squad has always been a part of them. This is something that is also confirmed by the video itself, because while Hyunjung is standing on a giant clock, we go back to various stages of their adventure and we see the boys constantly looking at their reflection. Mingi, for instance, looks at himself in the water during his journey. Yuno instead is surrounded by mirrors, while Yeosang looks at himself in a mirror shard in the desert. These scenes are really important because what they imply is that their quest to reach the treasure was also a quest to find themselves. As they say in Intro Long Journey, the treasure can save the world and it can destroy them, but it can also complete them, and I think that this is what we are seeing in Answer. This idea seems to be confirmed by Mingi's verse as well, because his lines finally provide us the resolution to this conflict. In the lyrics, Mingi says that the answer is them, that is, ATEEZ and the Suicide Squad, raising their glasses and looking at each other face to face, which is exactly what we see happen later in the video. By facing the darkest part of themselves, the boys are finally able to overcome fear and enjoy their success. This is the moment in which we see them grow up and transform into new individuals, and Woojang's scene perfectly conveys this idea. In the video, we see him surrounded by butterflies, and butterflies are a symbol of transformation and rebirth. This scene is meant to represent the change that is taking place inside of them, and this change is actually sealed by the toast. In his verse, Mingi says that after they look at each other face to face, they shout that the end means the beginning. This is the toast they're singing about here. It's them celebrating their union and the fact that the ending of this story means the beginning of a new one. But is this truly a happy ending? Well, if you ask me, it's more like a compromise. On the one hand, the union between the two sides helped ATEEZ to overcome fear and give them the answer that in the past they didn't have. But on the other, the constant references to burning, flames and fire makes me think that the Suicide Squad is more in control than what it looks like. Now ATEEZ are ready to burn, they want to keep the fever going, and this is because it's their ambition that makes them fearless. They've embraced the darker aspects of their personality and they've become new individuals because of that. So in a sense, this victory comes with the loss of their innocence, and the treasure eventually completed and destroyed them at the same time. If we take a closer look at how the video ends, however, the fire of the Suicide Squad may actually be useful against a new threat. In the final scene of the video, we see a man wearing a mask and walking around the same room that a moment earlier was filled with light. Now the room is dark, messy and full of snow. And this is interesting because snow is an element that we never saw before. To me, this looks like a preview of what's to come. In the video, we see a lot of shots of the man's reflection, and Woo-young, Sun and Yo-sang walking in an empty room filled with snow. So this could mean that what we are seeing here is a new version of them trying to take over. This could be the ice that wants to fight the fire, but as of right now, we have no idea what happened or why. At the end, there is no trace of either ATEEZ or the Suicide Squad. But while the man walks around, he actually grabs the monocular that we saw in Mingi's scene. And this could only mean one thing, that is that the journey is far from over. So that's it from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please think about liking and subscribing. As always, thank you so much for watching guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye!